I usually like to get a hanging basket or make a hanging basket and have it outside the window where I work
Mhm.
when the spring and summer come. Because of our weather, we just never know. So it's a little bit later. And a lot of times, Mother's Day is not quite ready yet, you know, but it has the colors that speak to me more, the pinks and the whites and the, things that go together better as opposed to Memorial Day. Once we get to Memorial Day, they put those purples and the reds and the whites together.
Right.
I personally, aesthetically, purple and red, I don't like those together.
I
It's a harsher color, it's not. So for me, I'm just like, if I don't get it like in Mother's Day, I'm going to wind up with the Memorial Day stuff that they put together on purpose. Now, on their own, okay, but
know.
I just don't like them together. So,
It's really interesting how people they gravitate towards different colors and different forms, and that's why I like the dahlia. Because if you like a spiky cactus form, you're just going to be thrilled that you've got this lavender white spiky cactus form that doesn't look like anything else out there.
right.
But somebody else may just say they're very romantic and they just want all the whites and the blushes and the pastel because they want that more romantic look. So
That kind of
you
sounds like
can't
me,
get bored.
although I wouldn't necessarily put myself, in there, but it sounds like if there's categories of where you'd put people in the dahlias, what they would gravitate to, then I would probably be in the romantic part.
I think I am too. I love the cactus form. But yeah, that's what got me hooked on the dahlia was the cafe au lait. It's just this
All right.
fluffy, big dinner plate. And Martha Stewart was promoting it in her magazine, and I saw that and I thought, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Right.
And but my husband liked to joke. He said, if I ever see Martha Stewart,
To the
it's like,
moon.
yeah, you just went off on this Dahlia thing, you know. But people will tell you that's what happens. You know, there's just something about the Dahlia that you just can't get bored with it. There's just too many varieties. And then you've got all these hybridizers out there that are taking all of these forms every single year and putting two flowers together, two dahlias, and making a totally new dahlia.
All right.
It's a game almost because some people are like, oh, I want to buy the latest new varieties that have come out. And sometimes that stuff is 45 to $50 a tuber
All
just because
right.
it's brand new and it's a brand new hybridized, it's really trendy. And so you have some people that just want the tried and true dahlias, the classics, and those are usually a little bit cheaper and sometimes easier to find. And then you've got this whole nother segment, especially on social media, where they're like competing with each other to figure out, oh, I'm gonna get this tuber and I'm gonna get that one. And you know, it's like, whoo, it can be really stressful
Right.
if you're like, oh, I gotta get this tuber, and you're looking at all these farms all over the country and you're trying to find that particular variety and it's sold out because it's brand new and there's not that much of it, and then you get mad and oh, let's bring it down. So
And
there's a lot of that with it.
yep,
Yeah.
but now you're saying, with your classes and stuff, you can kind of teach them how to try and put them together, whatever, and they can make their own.
Yeah, hybridizing is not hard. You just have to follow the instructions. And so a lot of people are doing it. There's all kinds of social media groups out there about these dahlia hybridizers, you know,
Have you
competing.
done it?
I haven't, but my Aunt Kathy wants to do it. She wants to
Okay.
be the hybridizer. She's a professor at a metro state in Denver. And
Okay.
so this is just really right up her geek alley, right? I mean, I didn't get into all this octoploid stuff. And so she
Right.
wants to hybridize for me. But it does take some effort
Of
because
course.
you have to do a lot of different ones to maybe try to get something that's gonna work. So it's not like you're gonna put 5 or 10 seeds together and make it work, right? You're gonna have to hybridize hundreds in order
Right.
to be successful. But that's part of the fun, right?
Right.
That
Exactly.
nobody else has.
Exactly. And so when it's your farm is in bloom, can somebody see it from the highway with all the blooms and stuff?
Yes, so as you're coming off I-25 northbound and the Air Force Academy is to the west, and you turn east off at North Gate and you're heading east, you can look to the right and see big plastic tunnels.
Okay.
They're houses or high tunnels, and you will see there's some construction going there with the city, so you have to kind of look past the construction. But yes, you can see the hoop houses. It's sometimes you can see the flowers through the plastic, but you really do need to come down. We do have a bunch of construction there, so the best way to get to the farm is just to drive down the little road like you're going to go to the mining museum, and right by the barn you can access the flower farm through the trees. So it's
Okay.
not difficult. You just can't get there like we normally do because they're doing some road construction, but that's
Okay.
the gate. But
That
yeah,
that's part of Colorado Springs.
especially in the summer, got to deal with all of our road construction.
Right. So, okay, so your all of your dahlias are in hoop houses. They're
Yes,
not.
got three structures, so all of our dahlias are inside of protected structures.
Okay.
Yes.
I was going to ask you if the recent hail has impeded the growth or anything, but you just answered that question.
Well, my husband told me before I got on this call with you that we were expecting some more hail tonight, so we'll see. But the hailstorm we had a couple of days ago hurt our own personal roof, but didn't hurt the dahlias. So that is another reason why we have the dahlias protected. It's to protect them from bugs. You know, we all love that wonderful grasshopper that's been around. We do have a lot of hail. You know, Colorado Springs is one of the it's, I think somebody told me we're the number one hail city in all of the country. I
Wow.
mean, hail here is really bad. So the hail, the bugs, we have deer on the property. They would love that buffet of dahlias, you know.
I was going to ask you if deer eat dahlias, and now you just said that they
Oh,
do.
yes,
So,
delicious. Delicious.
oh, my neighbor grows things, and he loves the flowers and in general. He hasn't tried dahlias yet, but maybe I'll see. But
Yeah.
the problem is the deer, and so now he's put cages on some things, but he would go out as the deer come by, and he had this stick of water and a bucket, and he just like squirted at them. Meanwhile, they come over here, and they just walk through and everything, and it's like, okay, but he does not like them, and I can understand, because you want these beautiful things and you just don't know what they will and will not. Some of the things that they say, oh, deer don't eat, we have not found that. They eat that too.
Yeah, they always say deer don't like marigold. Well, I bought a bunch of marigolds and put them on my front porch in the flower boxes I had that flanked my front door. They ate every one of them. I thought you told me they don't like marigold. So, yeah, I gave up with the front of my yard. I can have flowers in the backyard because I have gates. But yeah, I don't even try in the front yard because we're up in here up a skyway where there's a lot of deer. And so, yeah,
You
don't.
do you do realize deer can jump.
For some reason they don't. I think they don't jump because they can't see what's on the other side, maybe. But yeah, no, if you're gonna do this, you need to make sure that the deer can't have access to your dahlias because you're gonna be frustrated.
Okay.
And here's a little tip. Um, there's a product called Surround, like you're surrounding something. It's an organic kaolin clay.
Okay.
If you put 1 cup of that kaolin clay in a gallon of water and mix it up, my husband likes to put it in a spray pump. It keeps the grasshoppers away. They don't like that kaolin clay on their feet. Do
Yeah.
grasshoppers have feet? I don't know.
Yeah.
So we put kaolin clay down everywhere, and that helps keep the grasshoppers because they don't like this clay on their on
Yeah,
their.
So that's good for any gardener in general.
Yeah, that I always like to stay away from, you know, the pesticides and herbicides and
Oh
stuff. So
yeah.
organic stuff, and I like this kale and clay because it's an organic, natural product. Um, but grasshoppers are an issue. They will eat your dahlias if you don't figure out a way to keep the grasshoppers away. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
when you say kale and clay, I use that as a face mask.
I have done that too.
So it has many uses. You can use it in
Yes,
the garden. You can use
it
it
is
as your
a great
face
product.
mask.
I haven't done that for a while, but I should. Yeah. It is a good
I did that before our interview earlier and then took my shower and then I popped on here.
with your kale and clay.
Exactly. I figured I'd wash it off before I came on.
Right. No,
So
it's a
does
great tip.
yeah, absolutely. And all these things I'm going to have to get out there on the town tidings because, people need to know them.
Right.
So do dahlias have a scent?
They do not.
Okay.
There's smell. So they work great in restaurants. They work great on the dining room table. There's no smell. Isn't that interesting? You would
It
think
is.
there would be because, you know, they have seeds and they have a center and you would think they would, but there's no smell whatsoever. So that
That's
may turn some
weird.
people off.